Hey guys, how's it going? So today we're going to be talking about my top 4 ways of how to find cash buyers if you are a real estate wholesaler. Number 1, widely used, I use it all the time, and I think if you started wholesaling, you probably use this one a lot anyway, is Facebook groups. Facebook groups can be very beneficial because you can find your particular area, your particular county, and just type in investors in this and this county, or wholesalers in this and this county. And actually most of the time, many groups besides just one will pop up in that area. Number 2, one of my favorite ways to do it is Facebook Marketplace. So back in the day, Craigslist used to be a thing that people would go on, and it probably still is, but I've never used it and I don't see the need to. When you post it on Facebook Marketplace, pretty much anything nowadays you post it on Facebook Marketplace will get a lot of recognition. The reason why a lot of investors go on Facebook Marketplace to find deals is because a lot of times those deals are for sale by owner. But sometimes they'll find wholesalers. And when an investor reaches out to you, you should be very smart about it. Yes, you should promote the property to them and talk to them about the property, and hopefully that property sells to that investor. However, even if that exact property doesn't work out for that investor, what you should do is keep the contact of that investor, get information on what kind of properties they look for, why did this property didn't work out for them. You should keep their information because you never know. You may get a similar property in the same area that's actually going to work out for them very soon. Number 3 is the way that I never actually heard anyone do this. I mean, I'm sure people do it, I just never actually learned it from anyone. I thought about it myself. So what I would do is, let's say for example in Tampa, Florida, you got a fix and flip deal. So you would go on Propstream and you'll find cash buyers. You would find there's actually just a thing you can press that says cash buyers. So you select Tampa, cash buyers, and then you can kind of do a criteria that's similar to your house, or that make sure they're buying a house, not vacant lands, and also make sure it's pretty recent. So like within a couple less years they've bought something, so they're actively buying, or it's not just a sale that was from back in the day. And then you go ahead and skip trace that list and get their phone numbers and you text blast them. You can have messages just like, hey, I'm a wholesaler in this area, I actually got a property under contract right here, in this city. I saw that you might have recently did a project right here. I want to know if you're looking for your next project. And out of all the deals that I've closed, I actually worked on my first deal ever. So I texted the guy and he actually calls me right away. He's like, hey, where's that property? And I give him the address and he's like, oh, I'm actually driving not too far away from the property. Let me go check it out right now. He went to check it out. We sent a contract and signed the same day, and I was done. I leave this method as my backup option because if I cannot find it on Facebook Marketplace and then Facebook groups, then I do that just in case, because it actually costs money to do it. And last but not least, number 4 is Zillow recent sold properties. It's actually pretty easy to identify. Most of the time it's recently sold, that's been completely remodeled. You can see on the pictures and description, and if you go back on the purchase and sale history, you can actually see that it was sold not so long ago, sometimes a year and a half, 2 years ago max, that it was sold for a much cheaper price. So what that tells you, an investor bought it for whatever discounted price and then sold it not so long ago for a higher price. And the nice part about it, if they sold it, they may have the funds to go to buy another deal. The downside to this method, you cannot actually get a hold of the investor themselves. You have to talk to the real estate agent that dealt with that investor. And sometimes they'll be willing to take you to the investor. Sometimes they're kind of tricky. Like I said, for me, this is my absolute backup option, even after I already spend the money to text the cash buyers in the area. The reason why is because I don't really like doing real estate agents. Not there is something wrong with that, it's just because sometimes obviously they want to make their own profit and then they get to cut my profit. Everyone's gonna make money, but if I can find a buyer different ways, I'll rather do that. And you're not really establishing a connection with the investor in any kind of relationship. You're actually establishing a relationship with the real estate agent, not the investor themselves. And what if that investor stops working with that real estate agent? Then you don't really have a connection anymore. I've learned this method from Jerry Norton. If you research wholesale, you probably already know about him. And like I said, I tested it. It does work, but is it my favorite method? Not really. Alright guys, so that was the top 4 ways that I can find a cash buyer for my own deal. Go ahead and leave the comments down below. If you have any more questions, leave a like to this video, subscribe to the channel. I want to take a second to thank you everyone who's been following the channel. We've been growing slowly but steady. And I want to wish happy holidays to everyone. 2021 is coming. I'm excited for it. I hope you are too. I got a lot planned that I want to get into a lot of different parts of real estate. So I'll keep documenting this on this channel. And as always guys, peace.